Well, if I do say so myself, but the Money in the Bank pay-per-view was quite enjoyable. Wow. I was a little shocked. You know what? Let me take that back. I wasn't shocked. 6 matches and bookended by the Money in the Bank matches. I didn't know what to expect going into this joint, but I was pretty happy with what I left with. So we opened up with the Women's Money in the Bank match. Our competitors: Becky Lynch, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Lacey Evans, Shotzi Blackheart, and Alexa Bliss. Now. If you were listening to the High Risk Wrestling Podcast, and you should be, I had 2 picks. I had a main pick, and I'm like, this is my head saying, this is my heart saying, and we broke down who could win this match, who probably should not even win this match. At the end of the day, it came down to 2 women: Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan. Those were my for sure picks. This match in and of itself was a car wreck. There was a botch here and there. It happens, you know what I mean? It happens. But bell rings and they start. It's just like, okay, we're gonna get a feel. No. Everybody's out of the ring except for Becky and Asuka. They got heat with each other and they just start brawling. And just like the men's match and matches we've seen before, it ran into that little thing of some people do things in the ring while nobody does stuff on the outside. There was some action on the outside from here and there, but like I said before, this was a giant car crash. We're about 5 minutes into the match, and Alexa Bliss is the first to try to attempt to climb the ladder and then grab the briefcase. I'll tell you one thing. It must suck trying to sell for Alexa Bliss to make her offense look believable. Nothing excuse me. Nothing about her offense seems believable. And she was, the 5 feet of fury, and she was able to take out everybody. And I'm like, everybody got the shine. Lacey Evans did some things. She even hit Shotzi with the women's right. Liv hit a sunset flip powerbomb on Lacey Evans. So there were definitely some moves. Raquel did her power thing. She actually got Shotzi in the electric chair while on the ladder, and she fell backward. Like, everybody fell or hit themselves awkwardly. You know what I mean? Becky had a ladder on the outside, and Asuka was laid out on the ladder, and Becky was going to jump off, do her leg drop. She overshot it, so her body hit Asuka, and you could tell that hurt. I don't think we saw Asuka for the rest of the match after that. Like, it was tough. It's crazy to think that it's safer to go through somebody than to land on top of them when it comes to a ladder match. Shotzi went for a senton and just missed, and her head just bounced off the ladder. There was a lot. But once again, it came down to who else but Becky Lynch climbing the ladder, and she's there. She knocked off Raquel. She knocked off Lacey. She tipped off Shotzi and Becky, Alexa Bliss, and it was just her. But Liv climbs up. Becky pushes the ladder. Liv bounces herself, knocks off Becky. 1, 2, 3. Well, now there's no 1, 2, 3. Liv is your Miss Money in the Bank. So once again, Becky's there at the top, and something gets in her way, and Becky just snaps after the match. She is losing it. Her breakdown, her descent into madness is great. it's it was a fine match. Raquel was supposed to look like a powerhouse. They failed with that. It just she is the complete opposite of the men's match with Omos, because Omos looked like a powerhouse, looked like a giant. Raquel did not. She just didn't look great. Becky was once again the star of the match, getting most of the big spots, but Liv Morgan won, and she is Miss Money in the Bank. Next up, the United States Championship match: Austin Theory defending against Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. And listen, you're listening to Friday Night, you're listening to the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I picked Bobby Lashley. Lashley pretty much he dominated this match. Theory got some spots in, got some moves in. He tried his best, but too much for Bobby. Theory's finisher absolutely sucks, and he went for it again, but Bobby countered it into that roll up. And Theory tried to do some things. Hit Lashley with a guillotine. He had a nice little drop kick. The first time he went for that roll through drop kick, Bobby just caught him and gave him a power slam, but he kicked out. And then Theory hit Lashley with a spear, and it was Bobby's spear. Where Bobby hits you kind of on the side and flips and rolls through. Theory did that, but it didn't work. Bobby scooped him up, put him in a hurt lock, and he taps out. And your new United States champion is Bobby Lashley. Now, it makes sense to get the belt off of Theory. I say that to not have it be boggled down when Theory eventually faces John Cena. But this won't be the last we hear of Austin Theory. Next up, we had the Raw Women's Championship match: Bianca Belair versus Carmella. And this was fine. This was solid. We know we were going to get with this match. Carmella looks serviceable because she is servable. She is competent in the ring, does her character well, and she had moments where she tried to outshine Bianca, came close, but it was never without a shadow of a doubt that Bianca wasn't going to win this match. And the kicker came when we get to the end of the match. Bianca is struggling with her feet, and Carmella just slaps Bianca in the face. Just slaps her, and then pushes her in the face. And Bianca just hulked up, put her in the KOD, and it was a wrap. 1, 2, 3. It was so sudden. It was so immediate. It was dominant. After the match, Carmella attacks Bianca some more, saying, she's money, and Carmella gets the last laugh because Bianca's left late in the ring, but she's still the champion. Now, at first, when they do things and they kind of linger like this, I thought Liv was going to come out because they always telegraph it. You know what I mean? But they didn't. It looks like we might get this match one more time since Carmella was the one left standing. But we'll see. We'll see. There were a lot of promos on this match, like video promos, bio stuff. But the worst commercial was Alexa Bliss shilling out the WWE credit card. It was absolutely horrible. Crowd booed this. Oh, also, Lacey Evans was booed heavily in the match as well. Crowd wasn't for this. But on to the match of the night and one of the matches of the year. Yes. The Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match with the Usos defending against the Street Profits, Ladies and Germs. This match was phenomenal. Amazing. Oh my God, this match was so good. The story here was that the Usos had the Street Profits number when it comes to tag team matches. They just had them. They had them beat every single time. One-on-one matches, fine, whatever. But when it comes to the tag team match, tough. So it started out a little bit slow, but the Profits were loose. They were ready. This was good. They because of their looseness, they threw the Usos off. Hell, Montez Ford was on the top rope, just giving suck it chants to the Usos. Like, they were ready. They came ready, and for the entire match, it was wrestling tennis. 5 minutes of the match, we didn't have a lot of action, but we were still in the middle of that feeling out phase. But then the Usos started to take control a little bit, giving a double suplex to Angelo on the ring post. Woo. Woo. And then Jimmy gave Montez a suck it chant. But back in the ring, Jay and Angelo, they're trading open rights. They're fighting, and Angelo gets taken down. Right? And the Usos are in control, but the Profits start to turn the tide. Dawkins takes Jimmy down, tries to go for a tag, gets it. Jimmy tags and Jay. Montez Ford leapfrogs, and they've been making note that Montez Ford has put on 20 pounds of muscle. They've been making note of, but they're hearing the things that they're gonna break up. But it is the WWE. They love breaking up tag teams. But boy, there was a lot within just the first 10 minutes. We still had 10 more minutes to go. There was way too much to go over. But Angelo hit a sunset dive over the top rope, taking out. Craziest spot in the entire match. Crazy spot in the entire match. The Usos are on the outside. Montez runs and jumps over the top turnbuckle and do a sunset flip, taking out the Usos. Does the Ultimate Warrior thing, shaking the camera. It was, oh my god, the guy's unreal. By this time we get to the 20-minute match in the market, and it's a wrap. The crowd is loving it. This is awesome. Fight forever. The guys get back to their feet, and we get the fight forever chant, and they just start throwing blows at each other. Dawkins eats the super kick, gets tossed into the timekeeper's area, so he's out. Ford gets kicked, and then another kick, gets hit with the 1D. 1, 2, 3. And the Usos win. We go take a look at the replay, but wait. Montez Ford's shoulder was up. So we have time. We're going to get another rematch. First of all, I had never heard so much curse. These dudes were cursing. Jimmy was like, yo, give me that shit. What you got? I was like, yo. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this match. It was so good. It was so good. The Usos win. The Profits leave disappointed, but they have a claim to a rematch. This was such a good match. This was such a good match. Oh my god. If we can get this with tag team wrestling in the WWE every so often, we would be happy. But god, this match was so good. Moving on, we had a creepy vignette. It was kind of a Bray Wyatt Fiend-esque thing. It's not for Bray Wyatt, it's for Edge. Smackdown Women's Championship match. I knew what we were going to get here. And it was starting out slow. Natalya, Ronda. But I knew we were going to get ourselves a technical kind of clinic of two women that know each other well. Natalya has a little bit of the power edge. Ronda has the speed edge. And they know each other well. So we were going to get counters upon counters upon counters. We did. It started out. It did start out slow. The crowd wasn't really feeling it, but Ronda locked in the ankle lock early. Actually, no. Natty locked in the ankle lock. Ronda got out. Natty put it in again. So now here we are, trading submissions. Natty's telling people to shut up. She get a McAfee face telling him to shut up. He's like, I'm paid to talk. But these women knew each other so well. Suplexes and sharpshooters. Ronda's sharpshooter looks really good. Judo throws. Like, these two women, I could watch these guys wrestle again for sure. Ronda yells at Natty, "You're gonna tap out with your rack out." So it got personal. Ronda slipped, locked in the armbar, taps out. Natty taps out. This was a good match. It's interesting, and some may not like it, but if you like technical wrestling, if you want to just see counters and holds and what an actual wrestling match looks like, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So Ronda wins, but wait, there's more. Ronda's on the ropes, selling a knee injury. Liv Morgan runs out. You know what time it is. She's cashing in. So Liv charges at Ronda, but Ronda slips, picks her ankle lock. So Liv is in agony. The crowd starts booing because wait. Is Liv going to tap? Is Liv actually going to tap? No. She rolls through, gets to the ropes, and wins with the most devastating move in all the sports entertainment. I would have much rather her win with the Oblivion, but Liv Morgan is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. Ronda gets up, approach Liv with the title. I'm like, all right, is Ronda gonna turn heel? No, she gives her the title, gives her a hug, raises her arm, says, "Listen, I would have done the same thing. Respect." So I wonder what's next for Ronda. But this was really good. Liv was very emotional. She has worked really hard for all of this. It was good. It was good. And we're on to our main events, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Our competitors: Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins, Omos, Madcap, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, and what do you mean and? Before the match starts, Adam Pearce's voice comes on the speaker. He walks out holding the bell, and he wanted to raise the stakes by adding one more person. Out comes Austin Theory, and the crowd booed, and Michael Cole said, "This smells like a man." There are going to be some people that are upset with this, but you know Austin Theory's story. You know what his story is. So on the High Risk Wrestling Podcast, I said, well, we all thought that Theory would be in this match. We assumed that he would be in this match. Not only did we assume he would be in this match, we assumed he would win this match. So the first half of that is done. He's inserted into the match. Now. Match starts. This is all about Omos. Remember when I said earlier with the women's match that Raquel did not look like the giant she was supposed to be? Omos looked like the giant that he is supposed to be. Because when he dominated. I mean, there were points of the match where he was just taking out everybody with ease. And they took out Omos twice. First, they buried him under ladders. And then later on in the match, the other 6 men, Theory did nothing in this match at all. The other 6 men powerbombed him through a table, and he was out. He was taken out for the rest of the match. That's how you treat a giant. That's how you make a giant look good and get the giant over. But this was an exciting, fun match. Everybody really got time to shine, including Madcap Moss, who has generic creator wrestler music and generic look. That's what he has. That's what he is. We got to do better. Seth even hit a curb stomp on Omos on the apron, and it still wasn't enough. Sheamus and Drew did their thing. Riddle looked good. Riddle hit a floating bro off the top of the ladder. This was such a fun match, with the exception of Theory, who didn't do a goddamn thing at all. Like Sami was there, and he was conniving. He was finding things to do. He hit a couple haluva kicks, and I would have been fine with anybody winning this match except for probably Madcap Moss. Yeah. But we get to the end of the match, and Rollins is climbing the ladder. Riddle climbs, and he hits Rollins with a super RKO off the ladder. That was great. Rollins and Riddle are down. Riddle tries to climb. Theory slides in, climbs quickly, knocks Riddle off. Theory grabs the briefcase, wins the match. This was fun. This was chaotic. But Austin Theory is Mr. Money in the Bank. This was very obvious. Knew it was coming. So now, is this the right choice? No, I think Sami and Seth would have been the better picks, but we're now living in a world where Austin Theory is inevitably will be world champion. How we'll get there with this briefcase, I don't know. But overall, this was a fun match. With Roman really not being on TV a lot, focus has been put more on the undercard. Longer matches, kind of deeper stories. But for anything, the Usos Street Profits match was absolutely amazing, man. Go and check it out. But that was what just happened. Money in the Bank 2022. Don't forget to check out the High Risk Wrestling podcast. I am Jeremy Pierce, and well, we out. Peace.